Vegan. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell in today's video title, I went vegan for a month and I wanted to show you guys what it was like and just my journey through it. Honestly, the reasons were both health and sustainability. I have this skin problem where basically I would say maybe 4 years ago I started getting really itchy all the time, and I wasn't sure if it was something I was eating, if it was something in the air, and I would come home from work and I would just be really itchy. And then I would start getting dermatographia, which is where whenever you scratch yourself, it becomes like a raised hive or bump. So if you wrote like your name, it would become like raised in the way that you wrote your name. It's pretty common, but I think the underlying issue is what's causing this itchiness, because it's like an internal itchiness that I feel basically every day. And I went to see 2 allergists, I saw a dermatologist, I saw a more holistic doctor, and they all had different ideas of what it could be. Generally the Western doctors kind of just told me it's probably something in the air and something that you can't really control because we don't know what's causing it, but you're gonna have to take an allergy medicine every day. And so I've been doing that for the past 4 years, which is not great. And with the holistic doctor, you know, I went dairy-free for a month. I don't know if you guys remember. I also went gluten-free for a month, and neither of those things helped. At the allergist, I did the allergy tests, and it wasn't anything that I didn't know already. I have hay fever or seasonal allergies, so of course grass and pollen, things like that, but it wasn't anything surprising, so no conclusions there. And Hui and I watched the documentary What the Health, which is on Netflix if you guys are interested, and it really just talks about how these people went vegan and it changed their lives. It helped them to cure diseases that doctors said weren't curable. So, you know, I thought, why not give it a try, especially also not only because of health reasons, but because, you know, eating red meat and even chicken and fish are harmful to the environment in some ways, and I know a lot of us feel like we need to always eat meat. I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could go a whole month without eating meat and dairy or eggs, and so just going full vegan. When Hui cooks during the weekdays, he usually cooks vegan actually, at least 2 of the days anyway, so it's not that bad. You really eat that much dairy. And because I have free lunch at work, there's always a vegan or vegetarian option. So it's gonna be difficult because eating out, as you guys know, I love exploring and trying new restaurants and new places, but there aren't always that great of vegan options. But I'm gonna try a few good vegan restaurants while I have the chance this month, and yeah, I'll take you guys along. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll check back in at the end to see if there's anything that changed. So let's get started. Day 1 of vegan over. I just got home from work and it wasn't bad. I mean, at work we still get free lunch obviously, and I just eat the tofu or the vegan option, so usually it's tofu. Today was cider braised tofu, which is pretty tasty, and then I got to eat the sweet potatoes, and there was a side salad and some cauliflower. And then today we're gonna see what Hui cooked. I feel a little bad because he has to make vegan dinners for us, which actually we eat vegan maybe like 2 out of the 4 nights at home anyway. So he just has to come up with some more recipes. I looked online for some stuff that people usually substitute, and a lot of it is mostly like beans, like chickpeas, lentils, kidney, black beans. There's also a lot of hummus, sweet potatoes, greens, just a lot of vegetables, which I don't really mind. There's also meat alternatives like tofu, seitan. There's also like Beyond Meat, so I think for the next month we'll have a lot of good options. So let's see what he made. Also, I feel like it's an excuse for me to sort of eat more because I feel like I'm hungry or like I need to substitute. I don't know, that's probably not a good thing, but it's like usually I only eat lunch and then an apple or some sort of fruit at work, but during the afternoon around 3 or 4 I was getting a little hungry and I was like, maybe I can splurge and eat some peanut butter pretzels or something. But I'm gonna try to keep it down to a minimum or just eat more fruit or some nuts. But yeah, day 1 wasn't too bad, so let's go see what's for dinner. Looks like these are some hummus, burritos / tacos, veggies. So in preparation for vegan, I bought this Van Leeuwen vegan ice cream, which is really good. I think it's it's probably my favorite vegan ice cream. It tastes so much like real ice cream, but it has no dairy or eggs. The flavors are different, so I got mint chip because that was the best one they had at the time. I bought it in store. Unfortunately, you cannot get this at the grocery store. It also costs like 10 bucks, but whatever. I think I will treat myself to a few scoops of this tonight. Day 4 of being vegan. It actually hasn't been too bad, but I have noticed that my energy levels are a little lower than normal, especially at work. So I asked my friend who's vegan, and she basically said because you're not getting as many calories as you are from animal products, you have to eat a little bit more throughout the day. So normally I only eat breakfast, lunch, and then a fruit, and then dinner, but now I have to eat some snacks in between lunch and dinner because otherwise I feel like I just have no energy, which is hard because the snacks at work aren't the healthiest. Trying to eat like more fruits, nuts, and yeah, carrots I guess, and hummus. But that is just one thing I've noticed about myself, is that I need to eat smaller snacks throughout the day. I also saw something else online saying that a lot of vegans, when they start out, they might not eat the right amount, or they eat too much, or they just carb load because they can't eat anything else. And so I'm trying not to do that because I don't want to gain weight from doing this. Continuing on, it was a little sad because the lunch today, for some reason the tofu, it said it was only vegetarian and not vegan, so I couldn't eat it. And so I basically only had like some salad and rice noodles. So I think that's probably why I had to eat a little more snacks today, but yep, going into the weekend is gonna be tough, especially eating out, but we'll see how it goes. Just got cookies from City Cakes. Unfortunately, they do not have vegan, which is really sad, so couldn't get any, but I got a cinnamon one for me and a bunch for my boss's birthday. So hopefully he enjoys these, and I'll just have to watch longingly because they're really good. They're like half-pound cookies. I really wanted the chocolate chip one. There's also like a cinnamon one, red velvet, and a Nutella-filled one. Unfortunately, they only have gluten-free. We're here at DeKalb Market, which is in Brooklyn, and there's a lot of different options, but since I'm doing vegan, I have to be more particular, so we'll see. There is 2 tablespoons, which is vegetarian, and they have vegan options, but I'm not sure if I want that. I kind of want some more like non-veggie stuff. I mean, you know, I have to be vegan, but maybe like a vegan taco or like a vegan noodle dish or something, so we'll see what I end up getting. Vegan burger, patty. Guys, I totally just failed. I wanted to try some of Queen's drink, which is the milk tea, and I forgot it has milk in it. Oh well. It's still going strong. It was only a sip, but yeah, totally failed. I didn't even realize it until like 5 minutes later. Alright, so I'm here at Gyukaku. Can't eat the meat, but I have a bibimbap veggie version.
So we have no gochujang, no egg, no butter.
Perfect, thank you. Sunday, and I'm going to try to make these Gardein chicken mandarin tenders, which are basically like orange chicken. Yeah, I saw these at Whole Foods and they seem interesting, so basically I'm gonna put them in the oven and then toss them in the sauce. Also, update is that I've been really craving a brownie, like a chocolate cake, a brownie or something, and I went to Whole Foods hoping that I could find something, and the best thing I could find that's vegan and chocolate are these Abe's Devil's Food vegan muffins. So they're not even really chocolate brownies, but this is the best I could find. I'll have to look at Trader Joe's. I think they might have some more options, but yeah, it's best for now. So we'll see how this chicken turns out, and then I'll have that for dessert. I'm gonna try it now.
What a DM, dude. What a freaking DM. What a DM.
Tastes like orange chicken. I mean, not as crispy, but
On Diva.
yeah. My vegan ice cream with the Abe's chocolate muffin.
You don't need a Zaria. Zaria.
Not much chocolate flavor. So I'm ending my second week of being vegan, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. This week was better than last. I think I mentioned last week that I was feeling really tired and low on energy and I had to eat like all the time, but I think maybe my body was just getting used to it because this week I felt more full and more energized and I didn't really change that much. However, I did read something about how vegans carb load a lot, and I think I was doing that because I was substituting the fact that I wasn't eating meat and probably not enough vegetables as I should have. So I just substituted it with more carbs, which is not good. So basically in the end, I feel like I was actually eating a lot of bread, noodles, rice, things like that, which aren't bad, but I think I was eating too much of it and not enough vegetables and other sources of protein. I also, as you saw, bought those mini like chocolate muffins and the ice cream, and I ate that literally every night because I just felt like I could, and I think that was just bad. So this next coming week I'm gonna try to tone it down, eat more vegetables, and not substitute those things for carbs. I also realized that I started breaking out a little bit, and I haven't had breakouts like this in, I want to say, a few months. So I think maybe my body is purging itself, or they just said because it's not getting certain nutrients, or you might be eating more of other types of vitamins and food groups that your body just isn't used to it, and that's why you're breaking out. And in terms of my itchiness and my skin problem, I haven't noticed any difference. I'm still itchy and I still get dermatographia, so yeah, but it's only week 2 and I still have about 2 more weeks to go. Craving wise, it hasn't been that bad because really the only thing I was craving was like chocolate cake or chocolate. But meat-wise, I've been okay. I mean, there are times where I'm sad I can't eat things like burgers or things with cheese. Also today I'm going with my friend Yujin and Hui to this vegan shop up, which is in Bushwick. It has a bunch of vendors that are all vegan and I'm really excited. I'm hopefully gonna be able to try the mac and cheese, the donuts, maybe some brownies, and they have a vegan parm sandwich, hot dogs, and shawarma and all kinds of things, so hopefully it'll be good, not too crowded. We're gonna try to get there early and get in line and see how it goes, so I'll see you guys there. We're here early, still have 15 minutes waiting for them to open. It's pretty small inside. Got the breakfast empanada. Flaky and buttery, but it has potato and tofu scramble. No. Not sure what the bacon is, and the vegan bacon. Got you on my mind, boy. Never gonna stop. Give it up, 'cause you're my boy. What kind of hot dog is this?
Pizza dog.
Pizza dog. How is it?
I don't know. You try it.
This tastes creamy. Ugh. Yeah, you're right.
It's like mushy, kind of.
Doesn't have the snap of the casing of a normal hot dog.
No, fine box.
Of course, it's like well, okay, it's supposed to be 50 degrees, but it still feels really cold, so our mistake was that we didn't get in line for the Peaceful Provisions donut line because I thought I was being smart and I was like, oh, I'm inside. I'm gonna be able to get in line for all the good places, but apparently the donut line is the longest and that's the one that everyone was in line for. So that's why we got in line later and we just got our 2 donuts. They already sold out of one of them and it's like $12.50 only. But yeah, the pop-up is pretty cool. There's a lot of different options, desserts. Bring cash in case there's cash only places. It's really small inside though and it's pretty crowded. There's not much area to sit and stuff, so we're just probably gonna call it a day. And we got the mac and cheese, the hot dog, the donuts. I got a brownie to go and the empanada. And yeah, there's a lot of different things. I will say that as someone who's not vegan, the stuff definitely tastes vegan, if that makes sense. It tastes like a vegan donut?
Yeah, the top tastes weird. It's like coconutty. Actually reminds me of a Vietnamese dessert.
I'm gonna try the donut. The chocolate stuffed. The yeast donut, can't even tell it's vegan. It's still fluffy, and the inside is just like pure dark chocolate. Really good, really good. Our dinner at Ya Ya Ya. Is that how you pronounce it? How do you pronounce J in Spanish?
It makes it each sound. So actually it says ha ha ha.
Never mind. Ha ha ha.
I don't know if it has an accent. Yeah.
It was really good. I would say like if you are vegan and you want vegan Mexican food, even if you're not vegan, we liked it, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you can't even tell most of the time that it's
One of the best food in
vegan.
Mexican, or best Mexican food in New York City.
Just don't tell people it's actually vegan. But yeah, the nachos were good. The sandwich, the bread was really good, and the eggplant had like a good fried, crisp taste to it. Yeah, everything was good. It's just really spicy. I was like dying, still am, and also really full. But yeah, definitely worth trying. Vegan ice cream. Also, for those that are vegan, spring SHABU is a great option because the meat is extra. So if you don't want to pay with the meat, you don't have to. Also, I checked and the noodles do not have egg, even though they're fresh noodles. There's so many things, so yeah, definitely worth coming here if you're vegan. So that was sad. We went to Devel for lunch, and the reason why I picked it was because I emailed them and asked if I could make the Neapolitan mochi spaghetti vegan, and they said they could. And I even specified for lunch, and then when I went there they said they only sell the spaghetti for dinner, so that's why all I could eat was the miso soup and then an onigiri rice ball. I mean, it was still good, but definitely not as satisfying. And then of course we went to Supermoon afterwards. Couldn't eat anything there, so yeah, pretty sad, but oh well, I guess less calories. So I finished my third week of being vegan, and I think I'm sort of getting the hang of things. I still kind of feel the same. I don't necessarily feel any different. I don't feel less itchy. My energy levels are pretty much the same as if I were eating meat, I think. This week I feel like I craved a lot of cheese, and I was sad I couldn't eat a lot of cheese related things, and just going out is just more difficult because you really can't eat much sometimes, or you're limited in the amount of food that you can eat. I think Hui is getting a little frustrated too because he can only cook so many different types of meals at home. So I think next week he might try to do the Beyond Burgers, but we tried some vegan sausage and it was okay. Yeah, I am sort of looking forward to it almost being done. Next week is technically the last week, and then I think I have like a few days after that, but yeah, it's been going by quickly. However, I haven't seen any full like health effects, but it's only really been 3 weeks, so we'll see how it keeps going. Tonight I'm going to a place that's kind of like a modern steakhouse, so I'm not gonna be able to eat any of the meat obviously, but it looks like there's some vegan options, like some side dishes, so yeah. So we're in the final stretch of my month being vegan. It's the last weekend, and we're here in Greenpoint to try Paulie G's Slice Shop because they have vegan slices, vegan pizza. If you haven't been to Paulie G's, they have good regular pizza, and I've had it before, so I'm excited to try their vegan pizza. I'm not sure if they have multiple flavors, but I think they use Beyond sausage for one of them, so I'm excited to try that. And then there's a few bakeries that I want to try that have vegan pastries, brownies, and vegan cookies, so I'll let you know how those taste. What do you think? The crust is really good, but I guess that's not really vegan. But the cheese, yeah, I feel like I can't really tell. The texture is similar. Try this. Yeah. Except I think, like we said, it's more about the sauce, so I think it kind of powers everything else. So the cheese is like secondary. Do you like it? Yeah, it's like you can't really tell it's vegan.
You can't tell it's vegan?
I don't think so.
Not really. I'll be honest.
It's really moist.
I'm curious what your... Because it has a buttery taste to it.
Alright, we're at our second vegan bakery. Got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna try the brownie first. Oh my gosh, this thing is massive. It's definitely moist.
No, I'm not drinking or
I feel like there's dates in it.
It's fine.
They probably use it to sweeten it.
It tastes like dates. It's really good. You see the inside? It's like mochi. So I survived 30 days of being vegan, and it's crazy to think that I've come so far. It actually didn't feel that long. I realized that I don't crave meat or dairy that often, really. I think some people were talking about how they just could not get over not eating meat, but for me it was actually fine. I would say the worst thing about being vegan is the inconvenience of going out to restaurants or cooking dinner and having to figure out what you want to make, because your whole life you're used to making certain things like a meat or some sort of protein. And when you go out to eat, you have to ask people, does this have eggs? Is there dairy? Is it vegan? Even like going to Asian restaurants, sometimes they use fish sauce or oyster sauce in certain items, and those aren't considered vegan. So I would say that one thing I definitely appreciate about people who are vegan, or even people with food allergies, is just the amount that they have to go through just to eat, because unless they're going to a place that's specifically vegan or that's smart enough to put the little V or VG on it, you just never know. And I think it just requires you to ask your server all these questions or be sort of annoying, or like if your friends all want to go to a Korean barbecue place, like when I went to Gyukaku, you can't always eat everything, and usually you can find something, but it may not be ideal. Like one time I went to a ramen place that didn't have vegan ramen and their noodles were made of egg, so I had to eat edamame and like a small salad. Living in New York City, you have a lot of vegan options. It's not like one of those cities that hasn't really embraced the vegan culture. I mean, it's probably not like California, but there's vegan restaurants, there's vegan alternatives. There's a lot of restaurants that give you the good information. You can check websites, you can check their menus online, you can check Yelp reviews, and I think that was really helpful for me because I could pre-plan our outings and know which restaurants are good, or if a friend is like, hey, I'm having my birthday at this place, I can check their menu beforehand and just know what I can order or what questions to ask. And there's a lot of great meat alternatives out there. Like I said, at that Mexican restaurant, I honestly couldn't tell that it wasn't chorizo. I think a lot of it's in the spices and the way they cook the food. So I definitely still worked out. I didn't feel like I couldn't work out. I did feel a little low energy in the beginning, but after my body got used to it, I was fine. So I think that if you have fears about not getting enough protein or not feeling enough energy or being able to work out, don't worry about that. You'll get enough protein if you substitute the right amounts of food and the right types of food, like beans, lentils, chickpeas, and tofu, or even tofu alternatives. So that wasn't an issue. Honestly, I didn't feel that much different in my body. I didn't lose weight. I also did a experiment where I didn't take my Allegra for 2 days and I was already feeling itchy, so it obviously didn't clear that. Some of you may think that, well, 30 days isn't enough, and I don't know. I think for me, I realized that my skin condition probably isn't caused by something I'm eating, or if it is, then it's a deeper rooted issue. So for me, it was more of like an interesting experiment to see what it would be like to go vegan, and I slowly integrated meat and dairy back into my diet. And on the first day I thought something bad was gonna happen once I started eating meat again, but honestly nothing changed. I felt the same. I will say that I do feel more full when I eat meat or regular protein. If you remember, when I was vegan, I had to eat smaller meals or snacks throughout the day because the food just doesn't stay in your system as long. And I think another reason why maybe I didn't feel that different is because I eat a pretty healthy diet on the regular. I know you guys see my vlogs and it looks like I just eat out all the time, but it's really only 2.5 days a week. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and sometimes we even eat at home on weekends. And during the weekdays, Hui cooks vegan 2 days out of the week, and the other 2 we usually eat some sort of fish. We haven't eaten like chicken or beef in probably several months during the weekdays. So maybe that's why my body didn't react so drastically like I thought it would. Another thing that I noticed I did was I definitely carb loaded. I ate way more carbs than I normally do, and that's probably a reason why I didn't lose any weight. And the last effect that I felt was just an increase in acne. I definitely got some more pimples on my face than I normally do, and if you've seen in my skincare routine, I feel like I've been doing pretty well for the past 6 months, and then suddenly, and it could be that my body is purging, which is a good thing, so maybe I just have to get over that hurdle, but that is another thing that I noticed. Overall though, I would totally recommend trying to go vegan for a month, because not only does it really test your willpower and your patience, you get a different perspective for other people who have food allergies or other people who are on alternative diets. It's not as easy as just assuming that everyone can eat pizza or everyone can eat noodles when they actually can't. And I think another thing is just to understand that we should really reduce our meat consumption because of the effect it has on our environment and on our bodies. I remember since we've been cutting out meat slowly from our diet, I feel like it's really helped a lot, and it's just made an impact. I would challenge you guys to try to do the same thing and let me know your thoughts below. If you are vegan, or if you have food allergy, or if you tried other alternative diets, just let me know your thoughts. And I am happy that I can eat normally and not have to stress about that anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.